So today's video is going to be a what I read in May and June, so I'm gonna talk you through all the books. I did finally finish Gatsby. That's one thing we can start this video off with. It was such an amazing book, just so beautifully written, so descriptive, so many amazing motifs like the weather. It really shows what life was like for women at the time, like through the female characters. It's just an amazing book and you need to read it, is all I can say to that. Another book that I'm continuing to read is Ella the Homesick Puppy. I'm this much far through. I'm on page 90. Basically what happens is Megan is excited about the move and she's taking with her golden retriever puppy Ella, and she's excited because she can take Ella for walks in the countryside near the new house. But during packing up the house, Mum and Dad are worried about Ella getting in the way, so Gran offers to take her to have her come to stay for during the move. The trouble is, Megan and Ella have never been separated before. Megan misses her puppy so much, and Ella escapes from Gran's house and does anything she can to get home, but she doesn't understand the fact they've moved. So she goes back to their old house and finds they're not living there, and Ella and that are looking, and they do find Ella by the end of the book. I'm at the part where Ella's missing and it's like a thunderstorm and that. And next I read My Sister Jodie, which you've seen in lots of these videos. Basically, Pearl and Jodie are sisters. Jodie's 13, Pearl's 10, turning 11 at this point. Basically, Jodie is bold, brash, bad. Pearl obviously adores her as she's her sister and she loves her, and their parents get a new job at this posh Melchester college. The girls are thrown into a new life with like rich kids and that, and a school where parents pay loads of money for their kids to go to school. In their new life, it's very different. Jodie's always kind of been the leader, but now it's Pearl's the leader, making friends. Jodie just doesn't really fit in, and with the snooty teenagers in her class, and just gets into more and more and more trouble. Pearl thinks at this point maybe she doesn't need Jodie as much as she used to, but they need each other. And then on school firework night comes a tragic event, which is Jodie goes up to the tower room and hangs out the window, falls and dies, and they then have the funeral, and Pearl realises how much she still does need her sister. So it's like how much sisters need each other and sisters relying on each other is a really big thing with this book. Like this sort of, you see them at like the start of the holiday and the summer holidays to like bonfire night, which is like the beginning of like the Christmas term. So now we're going to move on to the book challenge books. I've read one book, I've started another. This is Charles Dickens' A Life. This was such a good book to read. This taught me so much about Charles Dickens that I didn't even know. So it just showed so much that I've not read. Like I read The Mystery World of Charles Dickens in last year's book challenge. This year I'm reading this one. Though it's quite a long book and the print is quite small, so if you're not into long, small print books, this probably isn't for you. I love the pictures. I spent ages just flicking through the pictures, as you probably see. Like, they're so good. Like, they're amazing. And it just says so much that I didn't even know that. Like, it just sort of goes really in depth into Charles Dickens' life. And my second book I'm reading is, in fact, a Charles Dickens book. Like, most people watching this have probably heard of Oliver Twist. This is about a young orphaned boy, Oliver, sort of how he goes from his, like, at the workhouse to then working in an undertaker's shop, and now we're at the Artful Dodger point. Like, it's very... I think it's a good book. Like, I prefer the book to the film, if I'm honest. Like, I just prefer books over films, and I think probably the Artful Dodger bits, I don't know why, are kind of my favourite. It could just be because that's the bit in the film of, like, consider yourself at home. And the whole Nancy and that. And the whole... all the songs in that, I don't know if that's why I like it, but I do. Like, it's been a good book. I'm on page 116. I'm like that far through. So, hope you've enjoyed this book challenge update, and what I've just been reading and that. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.